What's good, people? It's the Rap Roundtable here. Your boy Jarv, Sincere the Rap Snob, Diddy the Balance, the homie Mase. We just need y'all to like, share, and subscribe when you tap into the videos. We're trying to reach 10K subs, and with your help, we can definitely do that. Especially people who watch the videos and don't sub. You watching, we appreciate it, but the subs help us run it up even more. For our people who are already sub, make sure you hit that bell right next to the subscribe option. Pick all. When you pick all, it allows us to feed you what you need to get from us immediately. If you don't hit all, you'll get it when YouTube decides to give it to you. But if you hit all, you get the streams, you get the community posts, you get our regular uploads, you get everything. Hit all, help us run these numbers up, 10K, build a Rap Roundtable brand. Tap in with us. Peace.
The Rap Roundtable.
Yes, sir. Episode 79 of the Rap Roundtable is upon us. We appreciate all the new subscribers. The numbers are consistently going up. Every time I open that YouTube Studio app, I see the number of subscribers increasing. The road to 10K is roading. You did. We are on the Garden State. We're doing about 85, 90. We speeding there. Salute to 95. Y'all. Shit.
They about to pull us over.
So real quick before I get into any of the other pleasantries, salute to all the new subscribers. Salute to all the day ones. Salute to all the day 40s, day 100s. But everyone who's helping us get our number to 10K, big up yourself.
Yes,
Bring
sir.
it in,
Salute.
You know what I mean?
Salute. But then, you gonna leave me, man?
Oh, never that, bro. Ah, my God.
Sound like Jada, nigga.
Sir.
Pay attention.
As always, we are the most dangerous, most inspirational, most influential.
Speak about it.
Shit. New York's #1 podcast for hip hop. Hey, Sharon.
Hey, girl. Hey, now.
You can find the Rap Roundtable on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, Instagram, and of course, X, formerly known as Twitter. This beat you hear in the background is made by this man to my left, Sincere the Rap Snob.
As always, I make beats. Holla at me.
Talk about
Super
it.
producer.
We got a few things to talk about today. Yet again, the Rap Roundtable has found itself in trouble. You know, I feel like this show doesn't work if we don't somehow get ourselves in a bit of trouble. But before we even get into the trouble, we need 300 likes. So as you filing in, whether it's you in the chat or you just pulling up during your commute, hit the like button. We need 300 plus on every video, 300 plus.
Y'all been coming through.
After you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, because we just talked about the road to 10K. We don't get to 10K if y'all don't hit that subscribe button, right?
Show love.
Beyond that, hit the notification bell. It's not, but based on what the chat looks like, YouTube is getting a little bit better at notifying y'all when we're on the air. We're not gonna give them too much bail because we know a lot of y'all still don't get notified.
Facts.
It'll be in the recommendations, but that ding to tell you that we on air don't happen all the time. And last but not least, roundtablemerch.com. Get you one of these hats. Roundtablemerch.com. You see the truckers. You see the symbol that represents hip-hop discussions today and going forward. It's not just a podcast. It is a symbol of all things we love about rap. Roundtablemerch.com. Get your merch. Get your truckers. T-shirts are on the way. Cop up. Hoodies are on the way. Cop up. Make sure that you support the brand, because everything you put into the brand goes into the brand and goes into this podcast studio that you see we at Brooklyn Podcast Studio, and everything that we're going to do going forward. Without y'all, we can't do that shit. All right?
Also, it's a good fit. Like, you know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
yeah.
They even
Hell yeah.
they even like we trying to have y'all looking crazy out here. It's
Yeah,
a
man.
great looking hat. You know what I'm
Come
saying?
on now.
Look at this shit.
Style
Come
out.
on.
And everyone who's copped already, salute to you.
Yes,
Appreciate
sir.
y'all.
Look,
Post those pics too.
That's a fact.
Tag
They ain't
us.
make, y'all ain't posting the pics.
I'll give you a little look behind the curtain. You know what I mean? I'm throwing my fit on today. I'm wearing a green shirt. I don't usually wear green, and I'm like, oh man, is this hat gonna match with my green? I threw it on. I was like, oh, that should look proper, bro. Fuck it. I'm running with it.
It's versatile.
You know what I mean?
And if you don't want the black or the white, we got some flavors on the site too now. We got
Facts.
flavors.
Ah, man.
If you've been watching the streams, there's some flavors there. Exclusive flavors too.
Sir.
But speaking of the trouble, recently on the lunch hour, we had a situation with the episode dropped. Jay-Z slander. Is he
Classic.
you know, shit, most definitely
Now we
was.
dropped the classic.
Oh yeah.
I love it.
Shouts to
Five.
Born Gifted.
If y'all haven't if y'all haven't dropped or I should say tuned into that episode, make sure you press play on that. We had some fun with it because
It was
at the
a
end
good
of the day, It's good content, but we always have fun with every topic that we cover, even the shit that might get us in trouble.
Facts.
You know what I mean?
And we honest with y'all. Don't ever say we're not honest with y'all.
They gonna say it anyway.
You know what I mean?
Hey,
They gonna say it, bro. You know that. But nevertheless, we dropped the episode, and I gotta tell you, this podcasting journey that we've been on, I've learned some things. And I always say the keynote takeaway from this for me, and let me know what y'all think on the panel and of course in the chat. It seems like negativity is what get people's attention. Now hear me out. We've been called Nas haters.
Yeah.
We've been called, in correlation to being called Nas haters, Avengers.
Often.
When there was a time when a lot of the Nas fans who show us love now and help us build this brand, they were throwing rocks at us, tomatoes. We were getting jumped. Let's call it what it is.
Yeah.
We were getting jumped, right?
Yeah, man.
And we were getting jumped because we were talking about Jay-Z in a way that they didn't appreciate, because they felt that if we were complimenting Jay-Z, we were knocking Nas down the peg, right? Right.
Weirdos.
And to take you behind the curtain, we wondered when we were getting jumped, where were the Jay-Z fans? We always ask that question. Nas fans are always outside, and we love them for that. They
Facts.
go hard for their favorite rapper. But where
They
are
internet outside.
Yo, listen. But where are the whole fans, right? Lo and behold, we dropped Should Jay-Z Get Canceled? And then a couple weeks later, we followed it up with Jay-Z slander. And all of a sudden, because of the quote negativity, not even realizing the discussion that was being had, there go the Jay-Z fans. So to say the rap snob,
Yes, sir.
I think that people claim that they want positive energy in hip hop, but I'm starting to think that the only thing that gets a reaction is negativity.
You're absolutely right, man. It's basic human nature, man. Like if you say something, and I catch myself doing it too. Like if I go on Twitter and I see stuff that I agree with, I probably, the most I'll do is just hit the like button. I won't say much more. You know what I mean? Another reminder, hit that like button. But if I see something where I'm like, oh, this motherfucker's bugging, like my Twitter fingers start itching, bro. Like, and to be quite honest, like I had to come to the realization that like, nah, I'm acting like everybody else on the internet. You know what I mean? Where I'm only feeding into negativity and backlash. You know what I mean? And so I finally got myself to a point where I'm like, all right, if I agree with something, I'll hit the like. Maybe I'll throw in a few words in accordance. But if I don't agree with something, fuck it. You know what I mean? There's no skin off my back. You know what I mean? But the basic human nature, like I have to fight against that. The basic human nature is when you see something that you don't agree with, it's almost like you feel it as a personal attack. And I feel like a lot of viewers and commenters out there, when we say some shit about any artist, Jay-Z, Nas, J.I.D., Lil Wayne, like if we say something that is, critiquing them, right? They take it on as a personal attack on themselves because they feel so tied in with these artists that they're like, oh, if they talking about them, then they talking about me. And that's not the case at all. Not the case at all, man. But yeah, man, shouts to the whole fans we found out there, you know what I mean? Y'all finally, tuning in to the show. Appreciate y'all, you know what I mean? Very welcome. But relax on some of the comments, man. Like it's not a personal attack on y'all or Hov. It's one instance, you know what I mean?
Shit. Masito, talk to me, bro.
Man, listen. Legendary lyricist Lloyd Banks said, fuck being positive because negativity spreads faster. So listen, that's just the way it is. You know what I mean? Niggas love a good diss track. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? We Are the World. I ain't listened to that in a little while. You know what I mean? Ether blast every week. But listen, so it's like, like that's just the way it is, man. Like, I understand, a lot of people, popped out on us. You know what I mean? Like, just like Jaws said, the Jay-Z fans literally appeared from thin air. You know what I mean? Apparently, they'd rather fight us and not the other people in comments and on Twitter that have been slandering them for months. You know what I'm saying? But it's just like, I was a little bit surprised, you know what I mean? Because, internally, we've been having the conversations where we can see every fan base. Y'all in the comments, y'all in the chat, you can see Nas fans are represented. Tupac fans are represented. Biggie fans are represented. Not you, Mad Max. But you know what I mean? Like, all of the GOATs have proper representation within, the space. And it always seems like I can't never find, other than Job, I can't find a J fan. And you in secret, Diddy. You know what I mean? But like, so I was kind of shocked to see all of this come out.
Fuck out of here.
Yo. Yo.
We starting early today,
Let the
man.
negative energy stay over there. Mr. Negativity. Go ahead, bro.
What the fuck are you talking about?
But listen, you know what I mean? So I understand, it was a good episode. You know what I mean? So I understand, like, it's not like niggas will pop out for any sort of slander. We were very creative, all four of us, in the way that we felt about this situation. So I understand maybe somebody that don't have a funny bone being a little perturbed by it. I seen people saying, y'all can't let a black man live. I am a black man. I'm living. You know what I mean? So,
and it be that, like, I feel like, this is a pausable phrase, so it's like I don't want to say it. So I don't think I'm going to say it. You know what I mean? Because it's really flagrant. But it's like, it's always a undertone of humor with this pod. Like, right. I don't think we ever, like, super, like, dead serious on this show. It's like, how do you not pick up on that?
Bro, so, some of these reactions, it's like, it's almost as if, like, we were spitting ether word for word.
Fair.
You know what I mean? Like, reading it verbatim, like we said, dick sucking lips.
Fair.
On that, like, come on, man. It wasn't like that, bro.
Listen. Shit. In fact, I proceeded to shoot bail in the very next segment. Said, like, Irv is wildin'.
Right.
I put the cape right back on, bro.
Come on now.
But Dini, this negativity shit, bro. Niggas respond to the negativity. You a person who don't like the negativity. Zendini.
What's up? A peaceful brother. You know what I'm saying? Like Nas said, seafood love a peaceful brother. But you know how it is, man. People love the theatrics.
Why don't you spit a whole bar, bro? What happened?
Here we go. You see? Yo, and that's the funny part about it. The transition.
The fakest whole fan I know.
The transition. I'm gonna let you hold on to that.
Matter of fact, how many times has he quoted a whole bar on his pod, bro? He always go to the Nas bag.
Don't do that.
He always goes to the Nas bag. I'm not saying that we don't know.
You know a lot of Nas bars, though, dude.
I know a lot of whole bars.
I
know a lot of bars. That's what I'm saying. I know bars.
Good. I know
when it's time to quote, them Nas bars fly. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But to say you love them both equally, that's cap.
Jay is arguably the most quotable rapper. Like,
you ain't quoting them, nigga.
I stay quoting whole, bro.
Where?
Don't do that.
Where?
You got the Yankee hat on too. When we talking about this?
I quote Hov.
You do.
We're gonna
have to quote Nas. I don't hold that against you.
The videotape.
Right.
Yes. Yes.
The videotape.
Yes. And y'all can too. Go back to them old videos. Tap the fuck in.
Yo, but Ruben, prove me right. Go ahead, Dini.
But like
that's the homie right
like
there.
The homie when he hits the button, man, they don't want peace, man. They want problems.
Yeah.
You know, I just find the transition crazy. We went from Hovengers to Nasistanians to Hovengers to Nas slanderers to Hov slanderers. We've been all over the place according to these people.
All over the spectrum.
Black thugs and niggers too.
But I just
can't forget. Don't forget that. Can't forget. We were niggers, but we are and you know what I mean?
Just keeping it a bean on the topics, man. We know people love the fuckery. But you got to respect the objectivity and everything too, man. We like to deliver that to y'all. We give y'all the fucking, but we keep it real too.
Shit, don't forget albino.
Oh, God. Man.
Weren't you albino?
I'm the albino.
That's right.
Albino.
I forgot about the albino.
This nasty.
Yo, but you know what?
Christ.
Again,
this nasty.
Since
yo, we love it, man.
Bro.
You feed off of it.
We actually do.
If we not getting that, bro,
Sickos.
then we feel like we not doing the show right.
Right.
But
I was go ahead, Dini. I'm sorry.
That's how we know a lot of people who commented. They're new here. You know what I'm saying? They didn't go back and look in. Hov gets a lot of love here. Nas gets a lot of love here. Y'all gotta really watch these episodes, B. Understand like you the urge to just attack. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
When you see something you don't like, which I gotta tap in because it leaves some of y'all looking real crazy. Keeping it being.
And that's where I'll jump in and say, for the new people, and you know we go to YouTube Studio because that's an app where you check your stats. We always know when there's an abundance of new people.
Right.
All of y'all, some of y'all be lying in the comments saying that y'all not new. We always know when you're new because YouTube provides that opportunity for us to check your little player card and figure out who's been here, who hasn't been here, right? This is an episodic podcast, but at the same time, it's a bit of a serial. It's not episode we talk about this, and then episode we talk about that. Almost every topic we have is connected to a previous conversation. So you can't jump in on a random lunch hour that just dropped and think you know what's going on. Like once you watch that first episode, before you have that urge to go crazy in the comments, go back, find a few other videos. You'll realize the vets that watch the show know that everything is a connective thread. This is a series. It's not just a podcast.
Right.
Every topic is connected to a previous conversation. It's almost like the MCU in a lot of ways. You can't just jump in and watch Iron Man 2.
Exactly.
You got to watch the first Avengers.
Exactly.
You got to watch Iron Man 1,
All
Captain
the phases,
America.
bro.
That
you know what I
bullshit
mean?
Hulk they dropped.
Right. Bro, if somebody just dropped in now for the first time ever, they're not gonna know what the fuck I'm talking about with the albino shit.
Right,
Like,
right.
like they're gonna
What?
look confused like Walter. I looked at Walter's face.
Walter wasn't here the last episode. That's so you can't miss anything,
He's like,
Walter.
I know what the fuck is that's mad
Shit
random.
happens fast,
Why
bro.
they use the hard ER?
You know what I mean? So it's like you come in here, we appreciate the feedback. Some podcasts just want you to agree with them. That's not me pointing at a specific podcast. Y'all be fiending. I be seeing y'all in the chat.
Thirsty.
Oh, you're throwing shots. No, what I'm saying is there's plenty of platforms out here who throw their opinions out and they want you to agree. We want the conversation. We know that there's times when we say certain things, motherfuckers are gonna disagree. We're gonna get called names, shit like that. But from day one, 2019, we launched this podcast. Sincere talked about it a lot, especially in year one. It's all about objectivity. So if Hov does something that's we have to criticize, we're gonna do it. Even if I'm a big time Jay-Z fan, I rode the wave throughout this whole Hip Hop 50 shit that we've been covering for a lot of episodes. When y'all came and you asked, oh, so you're not gonna talk about? We talked about it already. And I rode the wave until the fucking Instagram post, because it's just like, at this point, I can't say nothing else. You were promoting a movie, but you said nothing about, even if it's not the date. Like Mase talked about it a lot. Niggas argue about when is the official birth of hip hop. If the universal thought is that it's August 11th, then you gotta say something, bro. Because even if you are a billionaire multiple times over, your floor is rap. Your floor is hip hop. Your floor is controlling the culture. At the peak of your prime, everybody wanted to be you.
I mean, shit, we all know, what if you believe in him or not, but Jesus Christ was not born on no December 25th.
There you go.
You know what I mean? But
There you go.
December 25th comes around, we say Merry Christmas.
And put it
You know
this
what I
way.
mean? That's
you
what
got
we
a point.
observe.
And to an extension, hip hop culture is a black culture. We know black culture been culturing well before the 70s. You dig? It just became a thing that started in the 70s or whatever date that you choose it to be. But you can't say nothing and then post what you posted on Instagram promoting. You can't always be a businessman, bro. I get it.
Yeah.
You're not a businessman, you're a businessman. But like Mase said on the lunch hour, even Kobe had to drop the Black Mamba persona. At a certain point, just be a little nostalgic, nigga. Shout out hip hop for allowing me to do the things that I've accomplished throughout decades of my career. He didn't have to perform at Hip Hop 50. I stand on that. He didn't have to go on that stage.
Yeah, I never said he did either.
But if
Those
you're
of you
gonna
that
put
think
out
that-
some movie promo, that just goes to show that you had access or the thought to launch an Instagram or have your handler, whoever's in charge of that Instagram, launch the Instagram and just say something, bro, if you go promote this movie.
Bro, because there was a lot of people out there that was like, oh, but we know that Hov don't do the social media thing. He never comes on social media.
Right.
Like, what is y'all talking about? Lo and behold,
There you go.
he's on Instagram now.
And I'm the Jay-Z fan that don't mind the Book of Hov. I love that. I love the whole idea of it. Fuck that. Hov been Hov. So to me, the Book of Hov is in line with who he been.
Right.
So the rest of y'all want to weaponize it and run with this narrative. Oh, he's above hip hop and all this. I don't even give a fuck about none of that. It's just principle for me now. If you could get on Instagram and promote a movie, you could go. You could get on Instagram and say something about Hip Hop 50 because it becomes about principle.
Right.
If we're all celebrating that day and you got the gumption to promote this shit, whether the movie's good or not is neither here nor there. Say something about Hip Hop 50. Or when you got on Instagram, it should have been 2 posts. Thank you, hip hop. I understand it. Maybe even have a little pie in your face. You know, I should have said something, but I'm here now. Thank you, hip hop. Oh, by the way, watch this movie.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I respected that more.
You know what I mean?
Are we asking for too much?
Come on.
My bad, y'all. I was too busy electric slide. But
But
I'm
to
You
here.
know what I mean?
But to the rest of y'all, like coming here, jumping in, throwing the tomatoes and shit like that. And this is the thing I'm gonna throw to y'all, bro. That I think it be this that annoys me more than the slander that they throw our way. Is that when they swear that they know us, And also, y'all just like this, and y'all just a typical listen. It's like, nigga, you just got here. Fuck. You don't know us, bro.
Don't.
And there's that one particular commenter that say, "Oh, don't." Like he got ahead of it. He was like, "You can't pull that. You just got here shit on me because I've been supporting y'all for the longest time." Like, if you really been supporting us, then you know you must have been on deck.
Come on,
watching front row while we were saying, all of us collectively, that Jay-Z and Nas, if they had a versus, who would win? I don't want to retread that. I don't even want to say it because they're gonna sound clip that.
Facts, though.
They're gonna sound clip that and then run with it, and all of a sudden we're whole vengeance again.
But we're referencing something that we already said.
Right.
Yeah.
And we got in trouble for it. We took our lashes and we kept going forward.
We was so vengeance for like the longest time. All of a sudden we're on the other side of the
It's
fence now. That's
The
crazy.
back and forth is crazy. It's crazy, bro.
We're polarizing. And you know what? Fine. If nothing else, when you come to our show, we're not a fucking fan cast. Don't come to our show expecting us to big up one nigga over the next nigga. We're not doing that.
Honestly.
This is we're only biased towards rap. Not no rapper. Rap. So when rap shit happens and we need to criticize it, we're gonna do that shit. You know what I'm saying? There's still Nas fans who first flocked to us, who left, went up the block, who still come back and they will say, "Oh, Yahoo Vengeance." Better feel Yahoo Vengeance is mad now. Yahoo Vengeance is in their feelings. Like, nigga, where the fuck you been? We passed that narrative.
They've missed like 20 episodes and then they come back.
Right.
Where the fuck you been? Stay up the block, nigga.
And to break it down, to bring them behind the curtain even further, y'all gotta understand before it even gets to camera, we already, if Lil Wayne drops some whack shit, they on my ass like, yo, what about that new Wayne, nigga? Like, what the fuck is that shit? What's going on? Like, so we already like gotta even keep it real with ourselves before it even get to air, y'all. I promise. So the whole Jay thing, I promise you, like, listen, what you saw was just like you say, over time. Like, people was like, what are people upset about? Oh, I kind of understand why people are upset. Like, damn, he ain't not gonna say nothing. Well, what the fuck is wrong with this guy? Like, it was a connective thread, just as you said, y'all.
And you know what? I'll throw some beer before we move on. I slandered us cut deep. Maybe we're too funny. And we go too hard sometimes. And I think the shit we say makes other people uncomfortable because we be roasting.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I again, if you don't understand that part of it is just culture and we just like cutting ass, like even if I love Hov, I'm a slander a little bit because it's funny, then you don't get the show. Shit, and every now and again we go too far and we get in trouble. Yo, listen, shit, Sin and I was in the city the other day when we did the lunch hour, you and I, Mase.
Right.
And we was talking shit about Shan because Shan got out of pocket with Nas.
Right.
We said what was needed to be said.
We did.
Yes.
Lo and behold, a couple weeks later, Sin and I are at a spot, an exclusive event. Who do we bump into? MC Shan's niece. Shit.
I shit you not. We do not make this up.
The byproduct of being outside.
There you go.
Outside.
So
Act don't have to worry about that.
trust and believe that we say what we feel and we are prepared for whatever the outcome may be, whether it's Punch tweeting us, 2T's, Shan's niece in person, whoever it might be. But if it needs to be said, we're gonna say it.
And guess what? She was still entertained.
Shit.
Hey,
Salute.
as
So
were,
if she can be
as were the
entertained,
other names that were mentioned.
Y'all
by
can
the way.
relax up.
Talk about it. Shout out B-Dot. Nas. Speaking of Jay-Z, you know, those two are like Goku and Vegeta. They're the negative and they're the north and south side of a magnet. They're forever connected.
Right.
Luke and Darth.
There you go. Still outside. Now I'm seeing him on stage with 50 Cent. 50 Cent is doing his tour, his last run. And Nas pops out, I believe it was in Los Angeles, the Los Angeles leg of the tour. To see the rap snob. Like,
Yes,
Nas just keeps applying the pressure. Now we outside with 50. Is there more collabs on deck? Should we speculate?
Look, if the last few years are any indication, like, we should continue speculating that Nas is just going to continue to be active in the culture, on stages, in the studio, collaborations, products that he's promoting, movies that he might be a part of. Like, the list just goes on, and it doesn't seem like it's slowing down anytime soon. I know he's cooking up the next album. Like, I know that he's making these connections with these different artists that he might be collaborating with for that album. We don't know. But it continues to be a very, very exciting time for Nas, and it's a great time still to be a Nas fan. And I'm here for all of it. As always, like, shouts to the God. Congratulations to Nas for all the success recently. I mean, throughout 30 years, but like this extra success on top of everything else recently. It's an unprecedented run still, and he definitely is still applying that pressure on everybody else, including Hov.
Denny, what do you think about that, bro? Just seeing him pop rant, surprise appearances. Like, Nas is acting like it's 98. He's like reliving his whole youth again, bro. What's going on in your perspective? You think he had a moment where he realized, I should have been doing this shit ever since?
Third prime. I said it on the pod a while back, man. That man's free, bro. Like, he literally did everything he had to do. He checked every box. These are just victory laps, just running around the track, man. I'm glad he's actually taking the time to enjoy, the fruits of the labor, Like, I always felt like Nas was always like a recluse, always on his, like, kind of like the way Kobe was. I ain't going out with niggas. I'm just going to play basketball and get niggas in that zone. I feel like that's the way Nas was. So it's nice to see him actually get his flowers. Mm-hmm. It's nice to see the older guard, get their props and continue to make music. Nas, keep making music, bro. Like, King's Disease 12 if you have to. Magic, nah. Like, bro, like, we don't see this often, bro. Like, we don't see this kind of, like, resurgence, this kind of, like, reinvigoration to an artist of this caliber for this long. And in hip-hop, bro, like, every other genre, you could be 90 years old and get up there with the shit bag and the coloscopy and all that and still make songs. You know what I'm saying? Phil Collins, not R.I.P., but he's actually on the last tour, right? His last show from health issues or some shit like that.
Yeah.
So, like, you know what I'm saying? He got to live out his shit all the way, and I just want to see Nas do the same thing. Like, and I shout out to, like, the legends like Rakim, KRS-One. I mean, I don't think they got this kind of second prime or third prime, but it would be nice. It's nice, like, when they came out to perform, they got the respect, and I'm really happy to see Nas get the respect he deserves, bro.
Mase, I won't ask you the same question, but what I'll do is I'll ask you this. You think all of this energy that Nas and 50 have is going to lead to even more music? Like, what we got on Magic 2 was just like the precursors to even more collabs, maybe a feature on 50's final album, or maybe whatever's next for Nas and Hit Boy?
I don't think 50 is active enough to say for certain that this is going to lead to more music, but I think 50 is a fantastic person to have a business relationship with. Yeah. I know T.I. got a show and got in movies because of him. Method Man is on his show. Redman, before the Vax shit came out, was rocking with him. So 50 is forever relevant. He gonna find a way to be at the forefront. I remember a lot of Nas fans mentioning how 50's promo game was crazy. He was promoting the Magic 2 song Office Hours more than anybody. You know what I mean? So I think that's just an advantageous relationship to have overall. You know what I mean? And even to tap into what y'all were talking about a little bit, like I think it's kind of like you mentioned, Nas is outside more than ever. It seemed like he's like almost an more ever present than he's ever been, at least since I've been a fan. I wasn't around for 94 through 96 yet. But it's like, I always
forget you missed out on those years.
Yeah, I missed out on them years, man. I'm Illmatic's Lost Tapes godson. That was my era, right? That's why I got in Stillmatic.
Respect it.
But I want to say, like, even in general, like, do y'all peep, like, as I got, we talking about when I got into hip-hop. When I got into hip-hop, the default picks for the GOAT were Biggie and Pac. You know what I mean? Who's the GOATs? Biggie and Pac, Pac and Biggie. You know what I mean? I feel like 2010s, it became Jay. You know what I mean? Where, like, the default pick amongst people was, who's the greatest rapper of all time? Jay-Z. And I feel like we mentioned 50. 50 have come out and said Nas was the GOAT, when he don't want to talk that Eminem shit. You know what I mean? But, you know what I mean? Nas, Scarface. We see day after day after day after day, like, everybody, Cameron, like, best lyricist of our generation. The nigga who was, Jay-Z was writing his checks. You know what I'm saying? Like, listen, bro, like, it's become, to me, more than ever, Nas is the default pick for motherfuckers to pick the GOAT, and 50 is one of those. So just like you say, he outside and he applying pressure, bro.
What I'll say is Nas has definitely, with this 5-album run, changed the conversation. It was universal, like you said, around 2010. I said a little bit before, but generally speaking, The answer was Jay-Z. And with this run, Nas has changed that narrative to where you're saying it's Nas. The peer group, as Kobe fans, we always say the media can say what they want to say. The Hoopers would say it's Kobe. He's the man. He's the GOAT. And if it's not him, it's MJ. You know what I'm saying? Right. So to hear the peer group saying that, it's very loud. So I salute Nas for changing the conversation. That's very impressive of him. Shout out to Hit Boy. It's, it doesn't matter when it happens because, again, like we said a few episodes ago, hip hop is ever evolving because it's not rock and roll. It's not pop music. We can't say, oh, Nas is doing this and now, because that's the thing I'm seeing on the internet. Nas is doing something now that his peer group is not active. Because we've never had a legacy act in rap, like our vets, back in the day, the old niggas were phased out. Mm-hmm. This is the first time old niggas are allowed to cook. Right. Mm-hmm. We're allowed to be legacy acts. And if you dropping some contemporary classic shit, he has every right to change that conversation. Mm-hmm. Again, the Jay-Z fans saying this. Shout out to Hov for failing. Hey. Because back in the day, the conversation surrounding Jay-Z was he's extremely competitive. Now I know, Hov fan, he did it already. What Nas is doing right now, Hov did from 96 to 03. He did it during, like we said on this pod, when competition was a little bit stiffer. Pause, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But
good catch.
The fact of the matter is, Nas is doing it now. Rekindle that competitive energy because you're losing the fight. It's like boxing. It's a 12-round fight. Round 10, 11, and 12, you're getting your ass kicked badly.
Talk about it.
You got dropped in the 11th.
Talk about it.
The conversation is changing. If you're this competitor, shout out to the Electric Slide with your family. Again, I stand on that. He's with his family. He's creating memories for a lifetime because, again, Leah M., you got mad I called you a pick-me. It's okay. The fact of the matter is, he's creating memories with his children and his wife. So from that angle, I'm not mad. But once that tour is done, get in the fucking booth. If you're this competitor, compete. Or when you do that next interview, be like, yo, I'm just not on that rap shit no more. And we'll just leave you alone. We will.
I mean, but to be fair, and play a little devil's advocate, considering, another topic that we need to talk about. Mm-hmm. Maybe he's at a point in his life, Jay-Z, that is, where he doesn't feel that competitive spirit anymore. Like, it's not a competition for him. It's not a sport. It's, I'll get in the booth when I feel like it. You know what I mean? And if I get that creative spurt, then I'll go in the booth. If I don't have it, then I'm going to stay out. You know what I mean? Not everybody. Look, I'm still, to this day, shocked that Nas, and not because he's not, but because anybody has had this kind of fire under him where he, he's gone these 3 years and dropped 5 different albums. Like, that's insane to me. That's an insane rate of productivity. Like, I don't expect that from anybody. You know what I mean? So, like, right now, Nas is an anomaly. Most people, they can't get like 1 or 2 years of this kind of productivity, let alone 3. You know
Here's what I'll say and push back on that, and then we gotta move on. I would believe you if the God did verse didn't happen. Because he was responding to people who had things to say about him and his drug dealer acumen.
Very real.
You still have them rabbit ears. You're very aware of what's being said about you. So I'm not jacking that. You hear it right now. Niggas are saying that you're not that no more. Nas beat you. He's ahead of you now. Come back outside as far as going in the booth. Give us one more. Prove these niggas wrong or prove them right.
Right.
Once you're done with your family, I'm giving you that block. Because as a family man, you gotta spend that time.
Yeah.
Long story short. But let's move on.
And just one more point. Time is undefeated.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, 20 years ago, Cam and Nas had their issues. 50 and Nas had their issues. They would, talk slick about Nas. We all remember, I'll smack the kufi off your head or whatever. Yeah. Like, a lot of people were coming at Nas for, like, being on different time than other motherfuckers was on. You know what I mean? Like, motherfuckers was outside and partying and living a certain lifestyle. Nas was, you know what I mean? He's always been an old soul, you know what I mean? But now that when other motherfuckers are getting older now they realize, oh man, Nas was always on that real shit. You know what I mean? Like they're listening back now. They're giving them the flowers now because now they've come around to that, older, wiser person that Nas has always been that way. You know what I mean?
I got a topic idea in response to what you said, but I'm gonna save that for the next live. So make sure y'all pull up for Monday Night Raw. You know what I mean? But moving on, Irv Gotti has been doing this thing with the Drink Champs interview, making some legendary comments. But what I don't know if he mentioned it on that interview, but as far as business goes, Deanie brought something to light that made me raise my eyebrows. I was actually super surprised about it. It's that Irv Gotti controls and owns Ja Rule's masters. His publishing. I'm stunned.
No, I think it was his masters.
It's his masters? Shit.
That's what he was saying.
Shit.
They were talking
big
about
money.
Yeah.
So Deanie the Balance. As a person, I would say of the four of us, you are the most righteous. You're the best of us in that regard.
Try to be.
When you see the relationship with Irv and Ja, they're lockstep with each other. But then you hear that Ja doesn't control his masters. Like, what did you have to say about that, bro?
I was conflicted, bro. If it's your man's, automatically off the rip, you would figure, like, I wouldn't do that to my man's. But I'm thinking, like, is there a way I can find some rationale behind this? No. What he says is they're able to tour all around the world and make crap tons of money, and he doesn't get no chunks of that, which I could respect. You know what I'm saying? But how much is that little millionaire making for the year or whatever as opposed to what he's making off the masters for a year? I don't know what those numbers are. I would look to Masito for some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? The research,
I actually
man.
looked into it. I'm coming from Mace's
Oh,
Detective Sid.
voice of the industry. Sincere? Wow.
No, proceed. I'm interested.
It's estimated, if Google serves me correctly, I did some surface level research. I'm not my boy Mase over here. I'm
Technician
not
right here.
an investigator like my man over here. But according to Google, I think Irv Gotti is worth somewhere around 30 mil, and Ja Rule is worth around 4. So, Mase, you want to? You have anything to?
Listen, man.
Nasty.
Listen, I mean, I feel like, listen, y'all.
Crazy.
This actually ties into a conversation we wanted to. We all were gonna have a little bit later. The masters versus publishing conversation. So when it's interesting that Irv Gotti owns the masters and the publisher. That's definitely a circa 90s record label boss scumbag move.
Not just for Ja. Not just for Ja.
Yeah.
Not just for Ja. Shanti too.
All them niggas.
Yeah, everybody.
Man.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, Dean.
Nah,
but is just for the public out there, and possibly for me, what's the major difference between owning the masters and owning the publisher?
All right, so the masters themselves, right? So the masters, in theory, because it's a shiesty business. The masters, in theory, it goes to the people who own the studio, the record label bosses, you know what I mean? The people who financed everything. You know what I mean? If you're an artist who finances yourself, you know what I mean? You may be one person like that. Now, when it comes to publishing, you may send, you gonna have publishing on producing. Then you gonna have publishing on the writing. You know what I mean? Exactly. Walt engineering that motherfucker. He might even get a little bit of publishing if Sin is nice. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like publishing.
And it should be that way. Just real quick, like engineers do not get their just due in any other.
Right.
Shout out to Walt.
Real talk. You know what I mean? Because engineers make you sound good, man.
Exactly.
Let's be honest. So when it comes to it's almost like
Parks watching us from across the room. But
Hey.
that's a whole
What up,
other story in itself.
Shout us out in the chat on your burner,
Please,
Parks.
man.
Come on, man. Hit that like, Parks. So when it comes to, royalties, you want both, to be honest with you. You know what I mean? But when it comes there was a big thing, you know what I mean? R&B roundtable section. Beyonce, there was a big thing. She used Khaleesi's, a little like almost like a hum off of her song, right? Now,
Really smooth.
if everything was correct, she would have gotten her publishing check, right? Because it was an interpretation, or you use the real word, you're the music guy. There we go.
She pushed back. I remember.
Right.
He's bucked back.
Right, she bucked back because she didn't own her publishing. In theory, when you own publishing, when something like that happens, the people who own the publishing get paid, not the people who own the masters. You know what I mean? But if I'm the record label owner who owns your publishing and your masters, I'm getting paid when the Super Bowl plays the show, and I'm getting paid when Beyonce samples the song. You know what I mean? So it's like the publishing masters conversation is a big thing. So like Irv sold the publishing, right? I mean, he sold the masters.
Yeah.
That's the big check. You sell the masters. You know what I
He
mean?
gave him a bag off of that.
Right. Now, if I sold the masters, but you owned your publishing, you still get paid when they do whatever they do. But if I own your masters and your publishing, I just sold all that shit to them motherfuckers. You know what I mean? And now, if they use a beat, if they use a lyric, if they use, even an idea you use, they getting paid. So that's the publishing masters conversation. You know what I mean? So it was, it's interesting that he does own the masters.
I was about to say, I feel like that deserves like a clap. Like this,
You want an applause to that?
there's people who learned a lot just now, including me. Proceed, my
But
brother.
yeah, so when it comes to the publishing versus masters conversation, it's like you kind of got to know where you want to be with it. You know what I mean? The masters, if I can sell the masters, I'm getting a big check, but you still want that publishing check, because every time a nigga steal your lyric, every time a nigga sample your song, that's when you getting paid. So salute to him, for selling them his publishing, because when they sample that Living It Up, after Stevie Wonder gets paid, Case and Ja Rule will get paid.
So what you're saying to me is, if I'm reading this correctly based on what all three of y'all have said, Ja Rule is just still basically entrusting his career to Irv Gotti. Because if Irv controls this and he sold it off and he got his bag or whatever the case may be, Murder Inc. essentially doesn't control the publishing or the masters of Ja Rule anymore. So Ja Rule has to tour in order to get paid, is what you're saying?
So as far as going forward, Shanti got to sing for the rest of her life, because she don't got the check coming for her like Ja Rule do. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He said she's pretty much dead in these streets. So
And so it's anticipated that a young artist won't be able to own your masters, you know what I mean? But that publishing check is important.
But what about this whole talk about artists owning their masters and being in control of their own destiny? Like, Ja Rule doesn't care about this?
everybody's selling their shit off
people
right
talk
now
a big
anyway.
game.
So
Look, from my understanding from that interview, Irv hit him off with, I think he said it like a 7-figure check for selling the masters. So I guess
Or for the $100 million.
I'm about to say, well, that could be like an 8-figure check, and you
That
give me
changed
like
the
$1 million.
conversation.
He got a
So
9-figure. Wasn't that $100 million he got for that?
He got
200?
100 M's off of that.
7
Yeah,
mils.
it's
One
all
could
about
just be
100
$1 million.
Irv said he got like, at the very least, it's a 9-figure check. So at the very least, it's $100 million.
And that's the
and he
that's
got
that
7, so
master's
that's like
check.
1%.
Right.
We got to think about
and
the
that's the
percentages
corny
here.
shit,
Anywhere
right?
between 1 and 9 million.
Yeah.
If it's
Yeah,
a
if it's a
7-figure check.
And that's the
1 to
corny
9%.
shit. Like he didn't. Like I could sell you your publishing first and then sell the masters so that they still gotta pay you. But fuck it, I'm gonna keep your publishing.
Well, you know
that's
what?
crazy.
I'll be fair, devil's advocate, and say, shout out to Irv for at the very least cutting Ja a check.
Right.
Because motherfuckers do that shit and the artist gets nothing. He's
Right.
working at Keep from somewhere,
Right.
bagging groceries.
Man, I seen
you know what I'm
that.
saying?
Right.
Shout out to, but Dini, you had a few more points. I felt like
Yeah,
Sin had
I'm
jumped
sorry.
in.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
What's the word?
As far as more like brotherhood, you know what I'm saying? Like I personally, me, the Deanie man, I couldn't do that to my nigga. I'm just a different type of nigga, man. I would set it up in a situation where that man could capitalize off of the shit he did, and maybe I still get something out of it. You know what I'm saying? Maybe we could have sold it together. Maybe I could have gave the nigga half. I get it. You could even use the money you made to start a new business, a new venture. Irv does not strike me as the type of nigga that'll get a bag, blow it, and not have nothing left over. You know what I'm saying? He will reinvest that bag and get a new bag, bro. Take care of Ja, fam. Everything's about loyalty. Everything's about respect. You talking about riding through eating Popeyes, getting killed and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? You about to you almost got the nigga murdered, bro. Like on some funny shit. The least you can do is get that man his money. And I get it. You got kids to feed. He got kids to feed too. He got damn near a kid that look like his twin. You know what I'm saying? We all got families, bro. But the way you talk about, even with the DMX Hove shit, you know what I'm saying? It's always about Ja. Everything's about Ja with the psychotic look in the eye, looking wild, drooling at the mouth and shit. Like, bro, like take care of that man, bro. He been by your side for what, 25 years now, at least? Yeah. Come on, dog. That shit kind of grossed me out,
player,
bro.
Man.
Kind of grossed me out. To let you know the industry is nasty, bro. Like nasty.
Do you think that those business deals and being able to get at least 9 figures for the catalog is why Irv Gotti is so emboldened to constantly put Ja in those conversations next to a Jay-Z and a DMX Mase?
Yeah, man, if you was my franchise player, like, I gotta give it up. You know what I'm saying? Like, at the end of the day, Dean, you give me $100 million check, you that nigga, man. You know what I'm saying? Like,
no matter what.
You know, like, at the end of the day, you know, I know Dame don't feel this way about the local celebrity rapper, but you know what I mean? He should, you know what I mean? But I know DNY feel this way about X, you know what I mean? Yeah. Listen, they should be Suge, wherever he at in Cell Block 9, need to be thanking Snoop and Dre, you know what I'm saying? Like, the franchise player, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on. So I'm always going to gas you, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on now.
And keep it a buck. How much different is this from the white man, bro? Keep it a buck.
And that's where I come in, because this is.
I love you, Walter.
Well, because
shout out to my nigga. Sorry, Walt. Salute Walt, but like, come on.
Shout out to Walt, man. Like a lot of this to me, because I'm somewhat conflicted on this, and you would think I'd like immediately out the gate I'd be like, yo, no, like, because I always rep for the artists. Fuck the record label execs and all that shit.
Fuck the establishment.
You know what I mean? Always, all day, every day. But it's like, D made a good point. It's all about framing. You know what I mean? Like, how shit is framed. Like, if this was Puff and the Locks, I feel like this wouldn't be as nuanced a conversation. But with Irv and Ja, because it so felt like they were like partners. They were in the videos together. Irv, you know, he was also a producer, so he made beats. We all know, you know, I was looking at the track listings and the production credits. There's a lot of co-production that credit that Irv had. So who knows how much of a hand he had in making those records, but he had some hand in making those records. You know what I mean? So it's a very blurry gray area here. You know what I mean?
Ding.
Ding. But then when you break down the numbers like we just did with Mase, and look at their net worth, I'm like, bro, like,
that's a loud conversation.
That's a very wide gap between how much you're getting off of this transaction and how much Ja's getting. You know what I mean? And if that's really your man's, like, you would try to work it out to where it's like a little bit more evened out, right?
That 30-4 number speaks to what the music business is.
Mm-hmm. And then one step further, we're talking about Irv and Ja. Where's Ashanti in this whole conversation?
With Nelly.
But Ashanti gets nothing? You know what I mean? So it was like I started off coming into this.
Joe, I love you, nigga.
I started off coming into this topic like somewhat seeing Irv's side on things, but then like the more that he talks, and this is always the issue with Irv, the more that he talks, the more he puts his foot in his mouth, and the more he comes out looking like a petty bozo at the end, because he's like,
stop.
I gave for real, I gave Ja this 7-figure check, and that's it? Ashanti gets nothing? So, like, you're basing your business transactions off of pettiness.
Ashanti's with Nelly.
And, you know,
if
playing
Ashanti
favorites.
Irv,
right?
she'd be eating.
Right. Irv Gotti and Ali are pissed, bro.
Yo, we gotta move on.
Yo.
So,
the moral of the story, Irv, stop. Look, whoever is out there thinking, yo, I need an Irv Gotti interview. No, you don't. Stop interviewing that man.
And this was a sober interview. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I'm a sociopath. I watched this entire fucking interview on a big screen TV in the living room while the family was asleep. this motherfucker was sober the entire interview, bro. This was a sober
These
Irv.
are straight-minded thoughts.
Listen, straight edge Irv.
You know what I mean?
CM
quick.
Punk, man. Damn.
Psychopath
Fired.
face.
Shit, that hurt my heart. But real quick, if you're still here and you're locked in, hit that like button. We need 300 likes.
Do that, please.
Even if it's just 1,000 views on any video, if 300 of y'all hit that like button, you are feeding that algorithm, and the algorithm will allow us to reach an even broader audience. If you fuck with the Rap Roundtable, hit that like button. Moving on. The last live we did, we talked about the Griselda summer that wasn't. Within a few days, we get some news about, a new record from a 38 Special, Benny the Butcher and the Conway the Machine. Follow that up with a leak from or some news that comes out that involves Timbaland, and we'll get to that. Then West Side Gun says the album is done, and then there's a feature film. We'll get to that. Sincere the Rap Snob.
Yes, sir.
Griselda is Griselda-ing.
Griselda Fall, man.
Let's talk about it.
Ask and you shall receive. This is just one more example
Facts, man.
of how we come on and we talk our shit and give our takes and opinions, and we tell y'all like what we like, what we don't like, what's missing in the game. And when we say something's missing in the game, sure enough, within a few weeks to a month, that shit is right there. We're on the verge of a Griselda Fall right now. And I'm not saying thank the Rap Roundtable, but I'm not saying that either.
But he's saying thank you
Oh,
for the roundtable.
so somebody in the comments can be like, "Oh, y'all swear y'all lit like that, like y'all don't know nobody."
Listen,
And then you gonna look in his comments and he gonna talk about how we was lit 3 months ago.
Listen, there's gonna be another segment. Hey, people are listening, man.
Because somebody had commented and said, "Yeah, I'm tired of that trope that podcast is usually as the people in the industry are watching." Yes, nigga, they're watching.
Of course they are.
Yes.
We've gotten in trouble from industry niggas.
Shout to Doggy Comments.
They all watching. Believe that.
But listen, one of the things you didn't mention was the West Side Gun Rome Streets DJ premiere video that they dropped for Runway.
Yeah.
I think to collab with Amiri. The video was dope. It looked like it was on some like last minute, like, yo, like we're all in the same place, let's throw this video together. But the record is so dope, like they could have put any visual to that record and it would have been on point, man. Shouts to Primo. That's one of the best Primo beats I heard in a minute, right? Yeah, like you mentioned, new 38 Special, Conway and Benny, dope record, impeccably mixed. I was listening to it and I was like, yo, the mixing on this is incredible. Maybe
That's
Park is
high
involved.
praise.
The budget is up.
You know what I mean? West Side Gun just came on social media. I think I seen it on Instagram. He announced not only that his album is done, right? Which we thought, wasn't he retiring? I don't know.
He retires every year.
But
Fifth time.
apparently he's still,
Man.
shooting up shots in the
That was
studio. The album is done, he says. And he got that movie coming out. I forget the name of it. Somebody remind me, but like,
Damn.
The one I sent earlier. I think wasn't it Runway?
It's called Adolf.
Yes.
Adolf.
Yes. But the most surprising thing to me, with something I absolutely did not have on my bingo card in any way, shape, or form, I seen a Timbaland post, and Timbaland was on there talking about his record that he just dropped with Justin Timberlake and Nelly Furtado, which I also didn't have on my bingo card, but I at least like I sort of understand
Nostalgia.
where that's coming
Going
from.
back to the well.
Yeah,
Timberland.
well, yeah, you know what I mean.
all right.
I'm gonna be
Make
honest. Like Timbaland is one of my favorite producers of all time. But like the shit that he had been posting on his Instagram, like he trying to like have the more trappish sound in the last few years, wasn't my bag. I didn't, maybe somebody else was liking it, but I was like, nah, just go back to that old Timbaland sound that we all know and love.
And sent through him in the trash for that Biggie AI verse.
That's also a fact. Absolutely a fact, right? So I listened to this Nelly Furtado Justin Timberlake song. This is not the pop roundtable, so I won't get into that. But it was all right. It was cool. It was nice to have that old Timbaland sound back. But in that same post, he also played a snippet of some upcoming work he has with Conway.
Oh.
And I was like, oh shit, like y'all remember, like I threw it in the group chat with the eyes and everything. I'm like, oh shit, like let me pay attention to this. And I played it, and the sound that he has on this record is not at all the Timbaland sound. This is Timbaland's take on boom bap Griselda, that grimy sound. And when I tell you, me personally, I don't know about anybody else, Jarv, but me personally, I am absolutely here for it because what I want to see is what Griselda would sound like with somebody of Timbaland's expertise in sonics and mixing, what that Griselda sound would sound like elevated, the way that it sounds in that snippet. And I heard the little snippet, and I'm excited.
Mase, I know you're not the Griselda guy,
Right.
but seeing that in a matter of days, from us questioning where's Griselda
Right.
to this, are you more intrigued about what the future holds for Griselda?
Listen, I'm about to give y'all a 50 Cent office hours verse because I'm most intrigued by potential Jar V sitting for this segment.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna say this, man. Griselda, fall winter is their time. You know what I'm saying? So honestly, all of that Griselda summer talk, you know what I mean? I didn't even want that, to be honest with you. You know what I'm saying? Where the burner boy at, nigga? You know what I'm saying? So I wouldn't even want to listen to a Griselda song in the summer on some, you know what I mean, drumless shit. Like, this is the time, you know what I mean? The Shanks is coming out, you know what I mean? That's getting pushed on the train tracks.
I think Stove God is in,
you know what I mean?
is in the Bronx for Labor Day weekend and
You
all.
know what I
Right
mean?
now, actually.
Listen, you know it's a couple bodies gonna drop in the Bronx this weekend, man. You know what I mean? Not Stove God though, he's protected. You know what I mean? So, you know, I'm excited. You know, I'm most excited for Rome because honestly, y'all know I wasn't even here when Rome first pulled up, but just to see Rome go from, you know, independent to bubbling to, you know what I mean? Just the level he on and Mary shit. I be scrolling and it be a Rome Streets advertisement with a random fucking restaurant and shit. You know what I mean? So I'm proud of Rome, man. Like, you know what I mean? Rome on his shit right now. Watching somebody who's, you know what I mean, honest to the craft and fucks with hip hop and just watching them move like that, I'm impressed. You know what I mean? So shouts to the whole Griselda, but big shout outs to Rome, man. Watching you move in real time is cool, bro.
Yeah. He need a balance. Griselda is Griselda.
Yeah,
announcements all of a sudden.
A lot, bro.
Are they watching the rap roundtable?
They might just be. They might just be, man. We're getting a lot. Shout out to Textbook Timbo. You know what I'm saying? From the sample I heard the what's that sound from Something Like It Hot from the Volume 3 Hove joint?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That was in the beat, and that automatically, like, because I love that beat, so that automatically perked me up. Pause.
Hey, perked you up. What it was.
Pause was immediate too. It was like it was attached.
For once, it has not been me on this episode.
Man,
I'm not counting you out, bro.
Yeah, it's still some time to go.
Facts. But I mean, Benny finally got his plaque. They actually delivered the plaque. Salute to him for Johnny P's caddy.
Yes, sir.
He unveiled a song with Wayne. I heard the Wayne verse was doodle. I'll let Mase talk about that though. Latex Gloves. Shout out to 38 Special in Conway. Yo, Mase, my guy, love you, bro. Shout out to 38 Special in Conway. You know what I'm saying? They dropped Latex Gloves too with Lloyd Banks.
Oh yeah.
Fire.
Yeah.
Salute to them because these are actually like outside records, bro. I'm listening to the records like they had bounce, they had some vibe to them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Definitely some driving, definitely some whip music, man, which is great to hear from Griselda because niggas swear they only make fucking kill nigga music.
Drumless shit, you know what I mean? Shouts to Mase.
Coke rap.
you know what I mean?
And yeah, who else? West Side with the tape that's supposedly coming. The Benny and
38 Special.
38 Special. Goodfellas.
Yeah?
That's a great record, bro.
Yeah.
Like Latex Gloves is fire. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
But the shit with Benny though.
That's the
different.
shit they just dropped.
Yeah, Goodfellas.
Yeah.
But they also dropped the Latex Glove drink. But I'm talking about like musically, bro, sonically. This is a different sound than Griselda, bro. This shit is more turnt. And I don't mean turnt like dance turnt. I mean turnt like you don't have to just be sitting in the trap house listening to this shit. You can be on the go. This is like motion music, bro. Which we always been saying they needed to add to their repertoire if they want to get out of just being a box of just decent, great rappers. Essentially,
everything.
You know what
look, I love the extra grit on the grit, but everything ain't got to sound like it's coming out of a TDK tape. You know what I mean? Like,
Facts.
You know what I mean? Elevating the mixing and the sonics, sometimes, you know, that goes a long way.
I ain't mad at that.
Benny, next time start with your verse, bro.
Here's what I'll say. I think now more than ever before, it goes back to about like communication. And I think that Westside, Benny, Conway becoming their own individual entities, sometimes that communication doesn't happen the way it's supposed to happen. I'm not blaming them for it not being a Griselda summer, but I feel like communication is key. Like Stove should have maybe talked to Westside before saying it was gonna be a Stove God summer. Because he put his foot in his mouth because fall is here. I don't give a fuck about the official date of the season. It's September, my nigga.
It was cold this
fall,
week.
Fall is here. And we got no Stove God music.
White girls is out here ordering pumpkin spice. You know,
But the
lattes,
shit, they dropped the pumpkin spice flavor in
I
like
don't
the
know
middle
about
of
to say
August.
sorry
You know
to
what I mean?
Walter enough for that one, but you know,
Nah, pumpkin spice
50%
lattes.
sorry to Walter.
Dunkin' Donuts dropped the pumpkin donuts, nigga.
Yeah.
Like we in fall, nigga.
It's fall.
Man.
I went to Party City. The fucking Halloween mask is already out.
Yeah.
You shit me?
Already early.
So with that being said, the problem, you know, success. People act like success is just amazing. With success comes their even bigger problems. And a lot of times when rappers get successful or rap entities become successful, communication is the first thing to erode.
That's a fact.
You dig what I'm saying? And I feel like as Westside is trying to control the Griselda umbrella, we have individual entities who are going to say things that create buzz for fans like us that you can't follow through on.
Right.
Because a few years ago, let's say Westside Gun and Stove God were connected back in like 2016, 2017, 2018. Stove doesn't put that tweet out because Westside was so in control of what happens and when it happens that tweet doesn't happen. So you created an anticipation that just the only person who was really mostly active was Rome this summer.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? As far as Griselda, because again, they'll say that Conway and Drumwork are doing things or BSF are doing things. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't look at Drumwork and BSF as Griselda. I look at that as Benny's label and Conway's label.
Yeah.
Conway and Benny are Griselda. That's not the same shit.
Right.
Like
Affiliations,
when Bleak was doing his little label with Rockefeller on the side, that's
Right.
not Rockefeller
Get Low.
shit.
Exactly.
Get Low was not Rockefeller. I'm
Saying that's
sorry.
Skull Gang and Bird Gang?
Skull Gang is not Dipset, bro.
Nah, bro. Purple City Bird Gang.
It's not Dipset.
That's a fact.
You dig what I'm saying? Young Money is the only thing that came close to being Cash Money because at the end of the day, Birdman had its hands in everything.
Right.
Right.
We
You
know
dig
Lil
what I'm
Wayne
saying?
was high anyway.
So with success comes their own problems. To Sincere's point about the Conway the Machine snippet via Timbaland, I didn't love it. You know what I mean?
Am I alone at the table right now?
You're not alone.
Okay, thank you. I got one.
I thought it was cool. I gotta hear it better.
Ally,
I gotta hear
at
it on a
least.
better speaker.
I'm not jacking it, bro. I'm
I
sorry.
wanted to hate. I thought it was a little dope.
You know what I mean? I'm alone. I'm alone. That's okay.
I love to hate Timbo, bro.
There's gonna be some snow in hell because like
Shit.
this don't ever happen.
No,
actually.
Ever.
But what I'll say is to give myself an out, I listened to it on the iPhone speaker. I feel like I need to hear that in its purity
There you
in the
go.
whip. Then I'll come back to it at the Rap Round Table. So no slander for Conway and Timbaland. But the mere fact that Timbaland is even getting in cahoots with Conway
Major.
shows that the Q rating of Griselda are reaching people who are popular, but in their core essence, they are heads. Timbaland is a head. Swiss is a head. These niggas heads.
Right.
And the idea of Timbo and Conway needs Tim. If Timbaland just revives who he was 15, 20 years ago alongside Conway,
Yeah, crazy.
my takes about Benny surpassing Conway is going to change immediately. Because Conway, to me, is one of the most gifted rappers.
Yeah.
He just needs better direction.
Yeah.
And a Timbaland produced
Absolutely.
project by Conway,
Different.
my socks are knocked off.
Different.
Shitting me, bro? But we got to move on. ScHoolboy Q kind of vindicated Sincere the Rap Snob when he was on a podcast. I don't know the name of the
I
pod.
love this episode right now.
You know what I'm saying?
The vindication.
Where, shit, that might be the name. We'll
I
see.
know. I think you just got it.
He talked about the artistic approach to being rappers. Now, the Rap Round Table, we're very guilty of using sports references. Shout out to that bitch ass nigga via Mase. But his whole gist was they're not athletes. Asking them to drop year over year, it's not realistic when certain rappers do it specifically for the art and they need to be motivated to channel that art, whether it takes 3, 4, 5 years. And when I heard that quote, I'm like, shit, I thought about Sin right away because we killed Kendrick for taking 5 years. Yeah. So say the rap snob, when you heard those ScHoolboy Q quotes, say that 3 times fast.
I will not off the Migos.
Shit. How much did you celebrate in real time?
Bro, I started running laps. I did cartwheels. I'm like, I'm about to talk my shit this weekend.
He validated a lot of shit you've been saying.
He did. But you know what I mean? Like, look, at the end of the day, rap in and of itself, the culture, hip hop as a culture, it is a competitive culture. You know what I mean? Right. So like, I don't 100% agree with everything that he said because he tried to make it sound like, and I'm gonna keep it a whole buck. A lot of that shit sounded like he was talking about us and the shit that we've said at the table.
Considering the ties that bind, it wouldn't surprise me if he was talking to us.
Right. The Mike D right now.
You know what I mean?
I felt a little attacked. I'm not gonna lie.
No, I'm dead serious. You know what I mean? Like I felt the way. But as being the one at the table that's probably most likely to, cut some slack and be like, hey, listen, sometimes people just aren't motivated. Sometimes people just don't have the inspiration at the moment. Like, you got to cut an artist who is serious about the craft and the art of it some slack sometimes for not being ever present in the space and in the culture, because sometimes, you know what I mean? Like, you just not up to it. You just don't feel You just don't feel motivated or inspired to actually drop some music or even create music. You know what I mean? Who knows? Maybe sometimes you make some music and you listen back to it and you're like, nah, this ain't it. And then you fall back. You know what I mean? So we gotta have some space in the culture for those types of situations. You know what I mean? There's definitely artists that make it. And look, we're guilty of it with Griselda, because Griselda have gotten us accustomed to dropping not just every year, but like mad projects per year. You know what I mean? So we're like, when it goes like 6 months and it's kind of quiet for them, we're like, yo, where are they at? You know what I mean? But maybe that is just a lull in their creativity. Who knows? But we do have to have some amount of space where we cut artists some slack for not being ever present all of the time, especially when it's an artist like a Kendrick Lamar or a ScHoolboy Q, you know what I mean, where they take the craft so seriously that they don't want to give us no bullshit, you know what I mean? So leave that to some other artists that, like, you know, they just put out any old shit, Drake. You know what I mean? Just to be on the charts, just to be ever present in the, you know, in the space. But not everybody got to be like that, you know what I mean?
Here's what I'll say. My main takeaway from that entire segment that was posted on Twitter, well, X, is that ScHoolboy Q definitely spoke to the divide between generic rapper, and hip-hop artists. Those are two different things. And sometimes a lot of people like to like mush them together. To me, like, ScHoolboy is he's not just a rapper. He's a hip-hop artist. So if it means that there's a 3-4 year gap between Crash Talk or whatever the next thing is, we'll have to respect it, because he's doing it for the art. He's not doing it for the business of being a rapper. Right. He wasn't trying to be disrespectful, but he was saying it. He was like, some niggas need their bread, etc., etc., etc. Rappers need their bread. Artists are doing it from a completely different angle, and we have to respect that. Dini, when you heard those comments, what did you think?
Half of me respected it, bro. Like, you know what?
Oh shit.
I'm locked in, bro. I need to hear what Dini has to say about
half
this.
Of me respected it. Like, you don't want to rush anything. You know what I'm saying? You want to give the best quality project you can. You know what I'm saying? But the other half of me was like, my nigga, like, you a rapper, dog.
You were saying
a rapper that's not rapping for 5 years? What are you doing, my nigga? Like, I know you didn't go back to thugging. Like, what are we doing? Keep it a beat. Like, bro, like, at the end of the day, I look at it like this, bro.
What's up?
Musicians gather inspiration from cumulative life experiences, bro. Day-to-day shit, my nigga. I could walk into Starbucks and have an idea hit me, bro. Like, that's like saying nothing done hit y'all niggas for 5 years, God. You know what I'm saying? Like, we gonna do the math, how many days that's a lot of days, my God, for not doing nothing.
Niggas
Rap
got a
related?
master's and a job.
He was
bro.
living his life, G.
I dig it, bro. He got family. I'm saying Schoolboy.
Family,
I love
golfing.
Schoolboy Q, bro. Like, he would be one of the few niggas I get at that pass to, but I'm like, bro, like, you can't tell me 2 years of cumulative life experiences you couldn't put something on wax about that, bro. It don't even gotta be an album. Give some EPs, and literally Nas is a living embodiment. That statement is bullshit, bro. You know what I'm saying?
All right, I knew because I knew this was gonna come up, and that earlier I said Nas is a 100% absolute alien anomaly.
It
right
is.
now.
But when we went in our day in hip hop, bro,
Hov did.
niggas, there you go. Niggas drop every other year, bro. Some niggas drop twice in a year.
Hov
So-
did, Tupac did, DMX did, a lot
you know
of
what I'm
niggas
saying?
did.
So I hear what he's
Be
saying,
honest.
bro. But I'm like, and I'm not I'm trying to shit on these niggas. When I say, will we not say the 90s quality of music was like better hip hop? Will we say that? Yes or no?
No.
Yes.
You asked the
Yes,
wrong one.
man.
You asked the wrong one.
You're-
Look at that
you
side of the
turned-
table.
You turned the wrong. You have two motherfuckers on this side. You turned that way.
His favorite rapper's Tupac, nigga. His favorite rapper's Pac.
Zach.
You know what I'm just saying?
Yeah,
Look at
let me
it,
give
bro.
the name the rest of his starting
That's
five,
it.
and you'll see
That's
where.
it.
You know what I
I
mean?
started listening to Tupac in
2001
2013.
niggas.
He's a 2000s rapper to me.
Bro, his
Yo, man,
his entry was
get out.
Stillmatic.
Get
Yo.
out, bro.
So my thing is this: it's taking niggas longer, and I don't want to say lesser because he's, like I said, he makes great music. I love his music, but the quality music then was better. So it's taking niggas longer now to make lesser kind of albums. If you get what I'm saying, I'm not shitting on Schoolboy in general. I'm talking about Kendrick, like 5 years. You know what I'm saying? Nas, how long Nas took to drop an album? Longest.
What do you mean?
Longest break.
The longest break.
Life is
probably-
good to Nasir, right?
That was
Right.
2014,
2012 to like 2018.
40. Okay, so we get
but that was after
a lot of
great
rapping.
run.
A lot of rapping.
Right.
Kendrick.
And also that was very late in his career.
Yeah.
You know
There
what I
you
mean,
go.
if we're
So-
talking about the prime, we're talking like it was written to I
In a
Am.
prime?
So is it awesome? You know they say
96
the
to
internet,
99?
the internet's affecting. I just don't see like where's the gaps coming from, bro? Like I feel like there's more to do now than there ever is. There's more places to go now than there ever is. There's more shit to do, more money to make, more places to go than ever. Like
Nigga was at home
life
for 2
experiences
years
should just
straight,
be
could come with
rushing you,
bars.
bro. And you rich, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? You're signed to one of the greatest hip hop
Is it?
labels of all time. You know what I'm saying? You're a label mate, so
Don't
some
do
of the
that.
greatest artists of all time. Like, you got a lot going on, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's from the nigga on the outside. So I know a nigga on the inside pause is seeing like, yo, this nigga got a lot going on. So why can't that translate into no tunes, my nigga? That's the question.
Because he's doing it for the art.
How do you?
That's not art, bro.
How do you know he has a lot going on?
You know,
You're just speculating. You don't know.
He's
his
a
life.
human being, bro.
Yeah.
Every human got shit. Even a nigga on the corner sleeping every day, bro. He got a lot going on because he's on the corner.
Maybe he's just hanging out with his kids and playing golf all the time. Like that's not going to be an exciting album for me.
Yo,
that.
that can give you an experience to pull from, to write about something. Maybe to just give you a spark. You know what I'm saying? And you literally can go from there. But the whole thing is like no fucking Sonics entered my brain over 5 years that I felt was recording and giving to my fans. That's
Are
cap,
you even
bro.
a rapper anymore?
That's
Like
cap,
my
my
thing is
nigga.
this,
Like,
bro.
Put that to
What year was Crash Talk? Was 2018?
yeah.
Yeah.
No,
So it's been-
2019.
Was it 2019?
I think it's a 4-year run
because
from now.
Kendrick had 17 and 18 with the Black Panther project in 18. So Crash Talk had to have been 2019 because he dropped after Kendrick's run was done.
So he's almost on a graduation tour. You know what I'm saying? Niggas done graduated since the last album. So come on, Schoolboy, we need that, bro.
My thing is this,
Oxymoron,
though.
loved it.
If-
Crash Talk, loved it. I need that music, bro.
If
Like,
nothing else, I respect Deanie's consistency.
thank
Shit.
you.
Right. That man
me
ain't
get-
letting
he gets
none
the
of y'all
ding for
niggas
that.
live.
Thank you.
Thanks.
My thing
Yeah, it
is
was
this.
2019. To confirm.
My thing is this, and I'm a Schoolboy Q fan. Circa 2013, 14, Jarv almost convinced me this nigga was better than Kendrick. I didn't go that
It's
far
close.
though.
Yo,
close,
as far as
close.
bounce,
That man of the year was crazy, nigga.
fire. Collard
Cartoons, listen, man,
Fire.
listen.
Talk, man.
Cartoons and cereal was Kendrick. My bad, y'all. This cup is empty. My thing is this though, like everything, shit is the right way to do it if you doing it right. I love podcasts that be dropping on Mondays, Tuesdays, and Fridays. Them shits is fire, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Anything you doing is the right thing to do. But at the end of the day, if we think about rap as a sport, as a competitive thing, 5 years without nothing is gonna have you looking crazy, bro. You ain't have nothing. You ain't have no inspiration for art. I'm sorry, 4 years. I don't think he dropping this year, so I'm gonna say 5. You know what I mean, off the rip. You know what I mean? And ScHoolboy Q, like listen, ScHoolboy Q is a great rapper, bro. Like original style, but you don't be rapping about no like super deep shit like that, bro. That you need 5 years to reflect on that shit. And you know what I mean? And I fuck with him. But it's like at the end of the day, like that whole, you know, I need the art. You know what I mean? I can't, my nigga, you a rapper, bro. Like, what, 4 years, nigga?
I'm throwing it back to you. Pause. 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 Pause.
Egregious.
Yeah.
Let the record show. It's
No,
this
episode, is this the Twilight
in
Zone,
this
bro?
episode.
What the fuck?
Bro, it's
Because I'm passing the ball back to you.
There we go. There we go.
You don't consider writer's block being a thing?
Writer's block could be a thing.
If he's an artist, writer's block is a thing.
Yeah, of course. But like if I got Potter's block, you know what I'm saying, and niggas say, yo, Mase fell off, I'm gonna have to eat that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going, you know, run around the fact and try to, you know, confuse you around the fact. Like, no, you don't understand. Podding takes time, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, listen, bro. Like, yeah, I understand. Like, you don't want to rap, and I'm not gonna say you one of them guys. You know what I'm saying? That's all I feel about it.
You know what? I think
I gotta get my chakras right.
Facts.
You feel me? Like,
Stars gotta align.
come on, man.
ScHoolboy
Like,
shed a lot of light on what it is to be an artist, not a rapper. Rappers can just write bars, get on a hot beat, and cook.
right.
Artists need time for it to resonate, marinate, all the eights you can think of.
Right.
And he's saying that because of that.
AIDS?
Oh, eights.
Oh, eight.
Marinate.
Come on, bro. Take it easy. I already cooked myself. You know what I mean?
I thought we was talking about sitting on it.
Hey, come on. Let's take it easy. Pump your brakes. You know what I mean?
Niggas is going off this episode,
Let me
bro.
chill, man.
Because of that,
I need to go on Patreon by the end of the night.
shit. But what I'll say, the only argument I'll have for Q is I'll say I personally feel he's shooting bail. Like, I see what he's saying as an artist. It takes time.
Right.
But I think that because there's so many artists out there, his comment, his take is not a general take. There's artists out there who can just continuously create. Then there are artists who need to take time. Don't attack the niggas. Don't attack fans. Matter of fact, let me not sound like these niggas in the comment section. Don't feel a way towards fans because we want the music.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, what got lost to me in that comment was the fact that fans are not demanding because they're dickheads. They're demanding because they're fans of yours and they want new shit.
That's it.
And the internet and the microwave era has made it so that new shit shouldn't take 3 to 4 to 5 years. And that's all that the fans are trying to say. I think that there's a divide between what the fans expect because of what the internet has created and what artists are capable of curating.
Right.
Because Nas could very well drop a 6th album in 3 years and then decide, you know what? I'm good right here. I'm going to take 4 years off before I drop it. It's just a matter of the creative itch as artists. So I think it's a person-to-person approach to how you make music. So I appreciate Q for because to me, in my mind, Q was defending Kendrick. Because Kendrick has had a lot of pushback for the 5-year gap. From everything we know, Q is dropping this year, so it won't be a 5-year gap. But at the end of the day, speak for yourself, fam.
Wait, you think Q's dropping?
I was told he's dropping.
I hope.
Oh, that's true.
You know what I mean?
It's time. He's due for me, yo. We've been wanting music from this dude since forever, bro. Drop some music, man. We need it.
But Jarvis is speaking to a very real thing, which is the artist fan relationship is more complex and complicated than it's ever been because the internet puts everybody in the same space.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's like, whereas back in the 90s, we were talking earlier, like you don't drop for 4 years, like you don't have a direct line to the chatter that's going on out there. You know what I mean? You have the option of being more insulated away from what fans and listeners and audiences are saying. But now, like, you pop on a Twitter, like, for 5 minutes, you get that itch, you're like, let me just go on Twitter. I haven't been on there in 6 months. And all of a sudden, where the fuck is ScHoolboy at? ScHoolboy ain't dropped no music. ScHoolboy fell off. Like, all of a sudden, that shit is bum rushing you. You know what I mean? It's crazy.
There you go. The game is different. The gestation period of albums are different. Back in the day, in the 90s, early 2000s, an album could rock for 2 years.
Marinate.
You could space out some singles and visuals over a 1 to 2 year period from an album. Now, you got album drops one Friday, the video drops the next Friday, and then by 2 Fridays from then, it's old.
Out of here, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everything is it's fast forwarded. But we got to move on. We got to get up out of here. Masito, you know what I mean? You talked about earlier as far as publishing and masters go.
Right.
We have more business talk. Today, it's voice of the industry.
Yeah.
So if you want to know how this rap shit works, tap into Masito, voice of the industry. Talk to me, Mace.
Right. We just talked about the masters in the publishing aspect of it. That was more, we spoke about it earlier. We wanted to speak on basically Puffy Diddy, you know, he puffy for us, nigga. You know what I'm saying? He puffy for us, forever. You know, Puff. You know, he you know, according to, because it wasn't widely reported, it wasn't some big thing. It was basically just Cameron talking about it. You know what I mean? Cameron said that, you know, Puffy was selling all the bad boy artists back there publishing. You know, there was footage earlier this week with Loon and Shine. It just seemed like you know, Puff is dropping an album, so of course this is good press for him. An R&B album, love, as you said. You let me know how that is. So, you know, Puff, you know, he sold the publishing rights back to the bad boy artists. I don't know if that includes Valletta Wallace, you know what I mean? And Oceans of Wild, sieben ceremony staff, on the Oceans of Wild, whatever. You know what I mean? And we pretty old, so. So, you know, like, Puff apparently sold the publishing back, and that had me thinking, you know, and we spoke about it earlier, but I wanted to let y'all know basically that, you know, Puff might be getting that good, you know, publishing, you know, press, you know what I mean? But if he ain't selling you back your masters, you know what I'm saying, then listen, you know what I mean? If nobody uses How You Want That from Loon featuring Khalees, bar from that, you know what I mean? They not getting paid. I like that shit too. Listen, man. Summer 03.
Oh, shit.
Listen, man. Listen, man.
That's why JD's never beaten Puff in the verses. He has that.
Listen, man. Go play that real quick.
Puff got shit you forgot about.
Yeah. Listen, I mean, you know. You know what I mean? But, you know, so, you know, Puff is not slick. You know what I mean? We spoke about the differences between publishing and masters earlier, and it's just I just wanted to delve into that real quick, because I know everybody's like, oh, Puff finally sold Mace's publishing back, you ain't gotta be a pastor no more, bro, you know what I mean? But that's not it, man. Like, Puff is being slick. I guarantee you he about to sell these bad boy masters in like 6 months after this album flops. You know what I mean?
Billy, nigga.
You know what I mean? But listen, that bad boy bad boy masters check is gonna be out of this world. You know what I mean? Man. Listen, man, he ain't gonna need no Ciroc after that one. But so, you know, shouts to Puff. You know what I mean? But I see your game, bro. But what we wanted to also speak about this week was, there was a little bit of, you know, shit going on in the game. Russ, you know what I mean? Russ, independent artist, white rapper, you know what I mean? Successful artist, you know what I mean?
He's not part of the biracial clan. He's straight up white.
I ain't giving him that Logic cred. I won't do it. You know what I'm saying?
But better than Logic, though.
Yes. Way better. You know what I mean? Logic, man. Get out of here. You retired, bro? But he went viral this week because his manager made a tweet. I'll read the tweet for you guys. The current music charts are inflated by fake data, and that data is being verified by one company only. That same company that verifies the data is owned by the same company that owns the charts. It's a rigged game. That's Milan, Russ's manager. And Russ, you know, basically co-signed it. Russ been going on a rant for like 6 years. If y'all tapped in, y'all know. Russ is an independent artist who sells out shows. He makes a lot of money. He gets a lot of bread. You know what I mean? He's a direct to consumer type, kind of like the Rap Roundtable. Shouts to you, Russ. But
he also makes his own beats.
He does?
Just like the Rap Roundtable.
He can use a sin beat, though. I ain't gonna lie, man. I'd rather hear him over a sin beat, but shouts to you, Russ. But he co-signed the tweet from his manager. You know what I mean? And it's basically, it's a big thing now. They're like, the game is rigged. You know what I mean? I know, I won't skate around the fact there was a few Nas fans that thought that his numbers were looking a little weird. You know what I mean? It was a lower number than expected. And the inflation of the Travis Scott numbers. There's been a lot of talk about numbers, you know what I mean? For people who say, who gives a fuck about numbers, there's been a lot of talk about numbers. So we were going to talk about that Russ manager tweet. We're going to talk about Russ' reaction. And at the end of the day, listen, is the game rigged? They're referring to streaming farms, and bots, you know what I mean? And basically people running up the numbers, you know what I mean, for streams in an inauthentic way, you know what I mean? And him from an independent, as a independent point of view, be complaining about that. But my whole thing is this: the game's always been rigged, brother. The game has been rigged. It's just a different game now. You know what I'm saying? SoundScan was rigged. We talked about that. They would ship 1 million. You sell about 650,000 of the motherfuckers, but you was certified platinum. There's a lot of niggas who didn't go platinum back in them days.
Holding on to the
with a plaque.
Exactly, with a plaque. Nowadays, we see how many days you wake up, you see a motherfucking streaming number broken. You know what I mean? More streams. Taylor Swift breaks streaming number. Drake's breaks streaming number. Bad Bunny breaks streaming number. But somehow, nobody's going diamond. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's actually selling records, but everybody is listening to the music.
That was in unison.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, of course, it's a rigged game. You know what I mean? Listen, I'm not going to accuse Apple Music, TM, Spotify, TM, Tidal, TM of being illegal and of fraud. You know what I mean? But people have said that. You know what I'm saying?
But here's what I'll say, Mase, real quick.
What's the vibe?
I'll throw it back to you. If a few months ago, I think we talked about when you did the first breakdown about how streaming numbers work.
Right.
Somebody decided there was a math equation that came to a number that decided that X amount of streams equals 1 unit. If a human can dictate what 1 unit equates to, the whole game is rigged. Who decided that fucking number? Where did that number come from? Where did the equation come from? Right. If one human being decides to stream music however many times, you should be treated as an individual spin, not some equation or an algorithm. This shit is it's artificial by default, no?
It is. At the end of the day, it's completely artificial. And when you talk about the stream farms, the motherfuckers who run shit on station head while they sleep, the motherfuckers who, you know what I'm saying? I'm being dead ass. This is honest, bro. Like, when you talk about all of these, you know what I mean? The motherfuckers who be on YouTube and create a playlist with 30 NBA YoungBoy songs, and I just play the playlist all day while I go to work, and I'm gonna play the playlist on the crib. It's all fake, bro. At the end of the day, like, listen, man.
It's like Monopoly.
And I mean,
it's all part of playing the game,
right?
Ain't it?
It's wrestling fake.
I made this point recently to my boy Josh. Shouts to Josh if you're watching. Like we go back and forth about it. It's not like our relationship is not like what me and Al is, but like me and Josh, especially lately, we've been going back and forth about a lot of things. And one of the things that he likes to point to all the time in conversations, hip hop conversations that we have, is the Spotify monthly listeners. And, one of the points he made was like, yo, look, the numbers are right there. The numbers online. I'm like, the numbers kind of lie sometimes, man. Or if the numbers if it's not the numbers themselves that's lying, is somebody manipulated those numbers behind the curtain. You know what I mean? You can't just always go by, and not like I be trying to talk about certain artists like, yo, I kind of like their music, and then he goes but he only got like 20,000 monthly listeners. I'm like, I'm talking about monthly listeners. I'm talking about the music, bro.
Yeah. And it's such bullshit. Sin. When you first listen to Illmatic, you listen to every song, every way through, right? all you gotta listen to is, I believe, 45 seconds of a song for it to count as a stream. You know what I'm saying? Like, motherfuckers don't even be listening to these shits, man. If I fall asleep and shit play by mistake, the motherfuckers is running the numbers up, bro. You know what I mean? So it's all fake. It's all, you know what I mean, kayfabe, you believe in it or not. But I want to say this. I don't think that record labels are taking away streams, because understand, the record labels get paid by streams. So if I run the streams up, I'm getting paid more. You know what I mean? You still get your little check.
Stream farm, stream box.
Exactly. We just paying ourselves more. So we pay ourselves more. We put the money back into the streams. It can all be a game. But at the end of the day, you watch this, right? Nas can sell out a show, right? Drake can sell out a show. You think them numbers is fake? Drake just maybe make 5 million in Philly. You know what I mean? 50 Cent can't sell a record. Didn't he just sell 100,000 tickets of some shit? So it's like you kind of gotta watch to see who people fuck with. You know what I mean?
Right.
People will. It's not the CD days. Back in the day, you can tell motherfuckers would come out $17. You know what I mean? In 1996 for your album, that's love, nigga. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Maybe they need to bring back a new physical unit. Maybe it's time to start investing in zip files. You're not getting to stream no more. You got to download this zip file, and that counts as an individual unit for the artist. Maybe.
And
I don't
to
know.
wrap it up. And this
Wishful
show you,
thinking, that's never gonna happen.
You're right.
right? And this show you how it's all about a dollar anyway. Because Russ's manager to say how shit can really get counted brought up blockchain, a form of crypto. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which a lot of companies use to verify shit, but. If you go back in Russ's tweets, he been promoting blockchain for years. It's all a game, man. It's all a fucking game, man.
Damn it.
I don't think it's a form of crypto. I think it's what crypto is based on.
Right.
Yeah.
My fault.
All right, so let's
That's
get
the
to my
man.
favorite segment, the point of the show where we communicate with some of our viewers who love us or hate us or a little bit of both. Before we get into the salacious shit, we had a couple of super chats from the lunch hour. We weren't live for the lunch hour, but I want to make sure I acknowledge these supers.
I'm nervous.
Mike H with a super chat says, Jay is top 4, but he hasn't made anything remotely as dope as Michael and Quincy or Store Run in a decade. In their primes, Nas cooked them. Nas been showing love for 50 hip hop. I guess he means hip hop 50. Is the debate even valid at this point? Iceberg Slip from Fresh Out Hip Hop says, for the jaw of whole Rock Nation Cape Fun. Wow, slander. Jake Camp from Fresh Out Hip Hop says, still waiting for that Book of Terrence to drop next year. So he's like, even though we were cooking Book of Clarence, he's gonna watch it anyway. All right, now to my favorite part. So we did what we mentioned before about Jay-Z slander. We had a couple of comments that I found to be very eyebrow raising. This comes from Keandrick Brown, 6487. Shaking my head. I like this pod/show a lot, and I come to YouTube every week for the content. So I'm not one of them ones that you can say is new here and don't know what's going on. This is lame as hell. Everything that Jay has done for hip hop over his career, and he's getting slandered because he didn't make a post on social media for Hip Hop 50 when he's never posted unless he's promoting something. Lame, stupid actually. Now, before Sincere jumps in, I'll say this. The fact that you wrote this paragraph, Keandrick Brown, 6487, you're a fraud. You ain't been watching this show every week. You saw that we pointed out that people are new. Because if you watch this show on a regular basis, we would have saw you in the comments. We would have saw you in the chat. Not to say that everybody basically communicates this way, but the people who watch the Rap Roundtable weekly, they're active parts of the Rap Roundtable community.
Facts.
Right.
You're a fucking liar, Keandrick.
Right.
Because the point that kills me is if you call what we did lame and stupid and post for social media Hip Hop 50, then that means that you haven't been watching when we said that we didn't even care about Hip Hop 50, the show with you. At least I said that. Sin said that he cared. But I said, I don't care about that. Just drop something eventually. The narrative flipped when you posted something on social media to promote something when the industry overall is saying, where you at? So your comprehension is whack. Your lying is whack. You don't even support us like that. And you're capping. You're capping just so that we wouldn't cook you. That's crazy, nigga. That's crazy. How you lie about watching our show?
How you lie about that? Like, we don't be in the comments.
You comment crept, seeing that we could identify. And newsflash, Keandrick, I clicked on your profile, buddy. You're new here.
We got
Welcome.
the stats.
You're new.
We got stats.
Welcome
Like-
to the table.
I remember when fucking, what's his name? Khaled went on the morning show for Ebro in the morning. He said, "You're a liar." Keandrick, you're a liar. We always know.
We know.
Sid, I know you had something to say.
Nah, you covered it. I'm good.
Respectfully.
I'm gonna just say this. If the Truest and Leroy Green, that's the only two niggas that been in these comments.
And they mad at
repping the
us.
Flag,
They
bro.
mad at us
They
right
ma-
now.
Them two, I understand. I'm sorry, y'all.
Salute to
Y'all
them.
two, I'm sorry. That's
Leroy.
it. That's it.
Leroy might be mad because I've been slow with the beats.
Nah, he love Hov. So the fact that we kind of, you know what I mean, about, you know what I mean?
Right.
we have to
Because
do
he
it,
know
man.
how we, you know.
Using the comments.
The next comment comes from Bleak 1523.
Wow.
He says, then dude in the bottom right corner was wild. A black man drops 2 black casted movies in the industry where our people struggle to get fair placement, and you're gonna call it bull, saying he didn't watch the first bullshit. He ain't gonna watch this one. If you ain't watch it, how you know it's bull? Cause I did watch it and it was good. Yo, shit, just because he hasn't performed at some hip-hop celebration that he has already dedicated half his life to, man, our people ain't never gonna go nowhere. All we do is tear each other down. Macy's talking to you.
Shit. That's how I'd be talking if I was in the well, too. You know what I mean? So I don't mean to disrespect you, Bleak. But, listen, man, you turned it. You was entertained. We came here to we had to slander him, bro. Like, at the end of the day, listen, this is hip-hop. I'm not a white man, bro. I love you, Walt. I'm not a white man, so I'm not gonna feel no way about coming up and criticizing the black man. Then you fuck up, I'm gonna let you know, bro. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, listen, man, if you took it there, bro. But at the end of the day, we was calling it how we see it, like we always do.
Bro.
We didn't say don't go watch the movie. We didn't say cancel Jay-Z. We didn't even say pack Hove up or like fuck what Hove got going on. Right. In fact, we said that he should have done something, and based on previous works like the Western that was on Netflix.
Right. I don't want to see a white Western either. Does that make you feel better?
With the black with the song with fucking
Jada,
Conway, Jada, and Hove that wasn't good. It wasn't good.
It was bullshit.
King Kong rhythm or something.
We have earned the right as the Hovenger air quote podcast to criticize Jay-Z when we see fit. Go ahead, Sid.
Should we be bigging up Carmen the hip hopera too?
Yeah,
Like,
man. You know what I mean?
Come on, bro. Like,
What are we doing
trash
here?
is trash.
Right.
Already, I'm not one to watch no musicals, but then to have that one, come on, bro. Like, it's trash on top of trash. Like Mase said, West is not my bag. I'm not gonna go watch that shit. You know,
You heard?
come on, man.
Listen, whack is whack. Whack don't got a color, my nigga.
You heard?
You know what I'm saying?
Listen, man. Listen. Honestly, I don't want to get too hot in this motherfucker. But
And not for nothing, we
This shit wicked.
listen. I'm all about supporting everything black. I'm heavy on the they and thems. You know what I'm saying? Trust me, I get it, and we gotta support our own. But if hip hop is ours,
Right.
and the person who is a universal acclaimed GOAT for a lot of people is radio silent, and then goes the next time he makes a public appearance or public posting of any kind is for a movie promo, how are we not allowed to be upset about that?
They accuse you of being self-serving, and the first thing you do is self-serving. You know what I mean?
Right.
deaf.
And to that point, I'm not saying I agree or disagree with this notion, but that's why when people say that they feel like Jay-Z is just too big for the, or he feels like he's too big for
Pause.
this. Yep, major pause. This is where people get that. This is where people get that feeling from. You know what I mean? Because like you're talking about supporting black art. You know what I mean? With this movie, what's the biggest black art in the fucking world right now? It's hip hop, and we should all be on the same page celebrating that shit.
This nigga playing
You
Stevie
know what I mean?
Wonder.
Come on, bro.
The Nas roundtable is spoken.
Yo.
Allegedly. Last but not least,
Until like next month when we're Hope Ventures.
Right.
Somehow.
Because the
Or
minute
that
Hope,
other word.
the minute
Fall
Hope
back
comes
into the
outside, I'm gonna be on deck. You know what I mean? Last but not least, we got some positive shit.
Nice.
Born Gifted says, salute to the round table. This episode was definitely a classic, guys. Much needed conversation and a lot of truth spoken. Special shout out to Jav for keeping it real about this situation, even though I know it was a tough one for him. It really was, because I'm not even sanctioned by my own people. The Jay-Z fans I'm excommunicado. I'm John Wick. I'm out, bro. I gotta give my finger.
No Mets hat anymore.
No Mets
Yankee
hat. I got a Yankee hat on. You know what I mean?
Sin, you better school him. Sin, you been through this, man. School him, man.
You know what I'm saying? I'm a fake Hov fan. I gotta cut off my finger to get my rights back as a Jay-Z fan. It's fucked up out here.
Grandma Key chasing you.
Shit nasty, bro. I gotta climb mad steps and then have a fucking showdown at sunrise to get my shit back. If you've seen John Wick, you know what I'm talking about. But nevertheless,
you gotta go through the whole Illuminati initiation
bro.
all
The
over
table,
again.
bro.
The hot table.
I gotta
God
fight
damn.
motherfucking Conway. That Conway coming on the train.
You feel me? Nigga
Gotta
gotta
make a
wait
whole-
tables at the Rock Nation.
You gotta make a whole new
Man,
sacrifice, bro.
Listen, it's
Make a
rough
whole
out
new
here.
sacrifice.
Bounty
Fire,
hunters.
bro. Shit like that. I gotta fight Donnie Yen, who's blind. You know what I mean? I gotta do all kinds of shit, nigga. But anyway, we at my favorite part of the spot, right?
Yes, sir.
We are uptown. The honeys looking real nice.
Right.
They're somewhere in between. They fall fashion and they summer fashion, where there's a little bit of skin shown, but not too much because they're a little chilly when the sun goes down. But they still look amazing. The Migos is flowing. I just got an empanada from the food truck around the corner.
Come on, cup number 3.
And then some vagrant turns the corner saying some wild shit that we don't want to hear. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, yo, where's Sincere at? Because Sincere usually asks them to...
Get off my lawn.
Yes, sir. Sincere the Rap Snob here with another Get Off My Lawn segment. This one goes out to a few people out there. One person definitely I don't know. Another person who I kind of know now at this point. We actually had her on the show. But
Adri.
yes, sir.
Hey, girl.
But I mean, the lawn is a lawn, you know what I mean? So like if you're on the lawn, sometimes you got to get kicked off. You know what I mean? And it doesn't, it doesn't discriminate.
It's love. I've been kicked off. Sin's been, the Dean's been
Everybody's
kicked off.
been kicked
Mason's
off.
been kicked off. It's
But
okay.
look, man, anybody, and I'm a little schmiz right now, so I'm gonna make this quick before I stumble all over my words. But anybody that's out there right now in the hip hop stratosphere that is caping for Sexy Red at the moment, yeah, bro, they gotta get off my lawn so fast, bro. Like, look, I've seen, like I said, I've seen a couple people out here defending Sexy Red, and I feel like a lot of times, like when there's a certain person that is receiving a lot of backlash and a lot of critiques, there's just some people that just like feel compelled to just jump in their defense and like jump in front of them and catch the bullets. You know what I mean? But yeah, sometimes you just gotta let that shit rock, bro. Sometimes you just gotta let them get sprayed up every now and then. You know what I mean? Hey, yo, pause. I sort of caught myself a little bit.
Sheesh.
But look, man, as far as Sexy Red, can we all be in agreement about something? Can we all be in accordance as a culture? There's nothing redeeming about Sexy Red.
So pussies pink and booty holes
No,
brown.
bro, there is nothing redeeming about Sexy Red. The music, whack. The persona, trash. You know what I mean? And I'm not gonna say Shorty's not cute, but like
don't do it.
she well, that all but you should really. Oh, Alicia, you
dead.
you know what I mean? Like,
wow.
you know what I'm saying? This you know what I mean? Like,
Tommy,
bro, like,
Seriousness.
bro, I told y'all I was gonna be on my shit, man. But like, this is that. Like, the music is terrible. The persona, the image is terrible. You know what I mean? And like, sometimes we just gotta call whack what it is. You know what I mean? And you know, just because like, some people say like there's a place for it. You know what I mean? Some people are like, you know, oh, y'all want her to rap on some like conscious like Hotep shit. No, like, it's not that. Like, and another point that I want to make is that I'm tired of living in a world where everything has to be on one end of the spectrum. You know what I mean? Like, it's either Lauryn Hill or Sexy Red. No, there's a whole world that she could live in, that any artist could live in within that spectrum. You know what I mean? So like, we gotta draw the line somewhere, right? Like, Sexy Red is just all around whack. Like, I'm not here for it. If you caping for Sexy Red, if you're a fan, if you rocking with her, get the fuck off my lawn.
Get off my lawn.
I'm tired of it, man. I'm tired of it.
Let whack make whack again.
Get off my lawn.
Ice Spice showed y'all girls how to be sexy without having to rap about egregious pussy raps.
Get off my lawn.
The industry has shown that anytime there's a level of enlightenment with lyricism, they gotta throw us off the fucking back, throw us off the scent by throwing some bullshit bot out there.
Get off my lawn.
Don't think I ain't peeped that you put this whack ass rapper on the Drake tour to open up for the rest of the year.
Get off my lawn.
Trying to show our people that there's only one way to be one way.
Get off my lawn.
You can Ice Spice it, you can Rhapsody it, you can Shea Noir it, but why do you keep propping up the bullshit over-sexualized rap from niggas who are not even nice? If she was nice, I would talk nice. But
Get off my lawn.
get Sexy Red out of here. She is a caricature. She's a poppy show, and she's a lot of other things that I don't want to say on air because I don't want to get canceled.
Get off my lawn.
Deanie, take us home.
Y'all know what it is, man. Y'all know where y'all at. Y'all see the merch on the table. Y'all see it. Roundtablemerch.com. Hit the website. The links to the sites is in there. Get you a hat. You know what I'm saying? More merch on the way. Y'all support us. We're going to support y'all. Show love. Shout out to Walt. You back in the stew, baby. We got Walt the Great back. Salute to that man. Yo, Masito, bringing us the voice of the industry, letting niggas know the difference between the publishing and the masterclass. Loved it. The lawn undefeated. Production undefeated. The technician
mayor.
undefeated.
The Migos undefeated
The
too.
Migos undefeated. Sincere the rap snob. Get in tune with him. He makes beats holler. It's all fire. You know what it is if you listen to the show.
My God.
The alley-oop guard. CP3 mixed with Steph. Buckets, assists. We doing it all levels.
I think he the GOAT, man.
Jarvie. Mets hat, Yankees hat, round table hat, nigga.
I'm set tripping on the Mets. Shit crazy.
All day,
out here.
every day. I'm Deanie, man, the balance of the force. With our powers combined, this is episode 79 of the Rap Round Table. We fucking out of here, you dig? Boom!
The heroes you need.
Listen, roundtablemerch.com. New York Bias 3 on the way. Shout out to the homie E. Shout out to Fresh Out. Shout out to everybody in the space who's cooking, who's doing it righteously.
Fresh out, my
You
nigga.
dig?
Fresh out,
Heavy
what up?
on the
That's my
righteousness, not the
real.
phony shit.
Ease,
Heard?
what up?
Homegrown beat.